Okay, welcome everyone to meeting 22, project management meeting of the SingularityNET Archive work group. My name's Stephen and I will be your facilitator host today. Some brief background. SingularityNET Archive contains a history of the activities of the SingularityNET Ambassador Program, and our goal is to provide a collaborative platform, open source platform, to share knowledge, ideas, and best practices, particularly in archiving and in knowledge management. We welcome contributions from anyone interested in SingularityNet and those kinds of subjects. And our process is, might need to revise this a bit. Our process is usually for me to do an introduction, and then we start with action items from Vanessa, which, well, I'll move on shortly. After Vanessa's gone through action items, we then go through a GitHub project board, examining issues which we're currently working on. And then at the end, we typically switch the recording off and have an informal discussion, or if there's any other business at the end, we can also discuss any other businesses that arise. So Vanessa, do you want me to click on this link here for the actions?
I'm talking and I'm on mute. I can screen share it if you want, and then I can actually go through it as we. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sharing screen, was I?
No.
Sorry, I forgot to
It's
share.
fine.
Let me just do that quickly. Hold on a sec. Yeah, so that's what I was looking at, and I kind of forgot to
Oh
share.
no, I was saying I can screen share.
Yeah, I'll come back to you. Hold on.
All
So
right.
that's the issue I was referring to. I'll just paste this into chat as well, so people know what I was talking about. That's the issue for this meeting. And I'll stop screen sharing as you suggest. One sec. I can just get the button to work on this thing. Okay, I'll stop share now. So do you want to share,
Nice
Vanessa?
one. Let me go to the meeting summary tool. Now, this is the summary from our last meeting, and we're going to just go through the action items and just say if they're done or not, just so we know where we are. Yes, it's a little awkward that we use two different tools, but we are looking at how we will be able to integrate those in future, so bear with us. All right, so action items. Stephen, you've had a long-standing one to check why the hell Sucre doesn't have permissions to merge changes on the Ambassador Git book. Any luck?
Right, sorry, I was looking at that and I was trying to remember whether I had actually resolved that. So obviously I haven't. So I need to
All
be.
right, so we'll leave it as in
Yeah,
progress
sorry.
and it'll come up
Apologies.
next meeting if we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get anywhere
apologies
with
for
it.
that. Yeah.
All right, now Duke Onyeka and Essay to timestamp the BGI videos. Now Duke has said that he's really busy and he's going to have to drop out. So Onyeka did check with Peter that it's not already being done, and also there have been more videos uploaded. So there's a total of 9, so 3 each. Actually, that has changed. There's now 8. So okay, there we go. So that's still in progress. I think it's nearly done. Duke is to create a video walkthrough of how to use the GitHub board. He's still on for that, but it's not done yet, so we'll leave that in progress. Everyone to suggest possible new bounties or entry-level tasks for the Q2 budget. Now, people have done, not everyone's done, but I'm going to put it as done because we're going to decide the budget today, so there won't be any more time to add more things. I was to send the Q1 quarterly report to Peter, and I literally did it an hour ago. So, all right. And I did create a second version, so we can look at that when we get to it in the board. Sucre was to add the Q1 quarterly report to the ambassador's Git book. I've just alerted her about it, so I think she's doing it probably as we speak. And I was to DM participants in the tag taxonomy project and set a date, and I haven't done it. So that's sitting there as, I think we can say, in progress. But yeah, that's about it.
Are there any decision items we need
I
to
will
cover?
look at decisions actually, yeah.
Yeah.
We decided about the quarterly report for Q1, which we've just talked about, that there were a couple of minor changes and that I was maybe going to look at tying it to the budget request, which I've done, and you'll see when we get to it. The tag taxonomy project, we suggested a training date of the 1st of April that wasn't possible because it was a bank holiday. So I was going to look into it. And like I said, I haven't got to it yet. So we're just going to have to discuss it when we get to it in the board. Um, this idea of a town hall session on how we use GitHub, we forgot to pick that up as an action item. So I'm wondering, do we want to add it as an action item in this meeting?
Yeah, I think that's worth doing if there is a candidate for an action item there. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so I will do that. I'll add it in a minute. We decided to keep the meeting shorter than usual. That was last week. So yeah, all right. And that
Right.
was all the decisions that we actually made. So yeah,
Okay.
all
That,
done. I will stop sharing and we can go on to the board.
yeah, thanks, Vanessa. Just briefly, Tivo, you've got your hand up, but bear in mind that we need to go on the project board. But can you?
Regarding the quarterly report, you had an action item to put it in GitHub. And can I add it, or where can I get the link to add it to the quarterly report budget calculator? Because we are collecting
I'll
all
add
the
it later,
results.
Tivo. I'll add it later once we've agreed it.
Okay, it's not agreed.
Okay, yeah. On that subject, I'll go back to sharing the screen for the project board. Thanks, Tivo. Sorry for that. To make sure that I've actually got the board, sharing the board and not sharing the blank screen. So, so can everyone see that?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Now, Vanessa, the theme of this meeting, well, we are going to go for the project board, but the theme of this meeting is the budget, particularly, isn't it?
Is what? Sorry, budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, particularly as we go through each issue today, we're going to focus on the budget context first, are we?
I mean, I think we've got an issue for the Q2 budget, so when we get to that, we could actually look at it, and I've put all the relevant links into that issue, so we
Okay.
can just do it that way.
Okay, let's do it that way then. Okay, I'm just clarifying that. Thanks for that. Okay, well, let's just start from the top. It's all this, just a brief explanation for anyone who is not familiar with what we're doing here. This is a GitHub project board. It contains issues which are relevant to each part of work that we do for the archive work group. And this the project board arranges it in a certain view. This is quite a compact view, and we have to do, in progress, and done. It can also be seen as a Kanban view, if anyone's familiar with that view, which is more like moving things from left to right. We also record milestones, which is mostly for budgetary purposes. So we're able to see, for example, what issue occurred in what budget period, like, for example, April, August, etc. And then finally, if anyone who likes the view, there's also a Gantt view, which is like a roadmap view, which is similar to a project management view. All the data on these boards can also be exported in a CSV format. So yeah, anyway, that's a brief overview. And what I do is run through the board, and I'll just start that now. And we'll start with the governance Git book. We've got two issues with this, which have been divided into two parts, partly because one part refers to a budget cost in Q1 and the other in Q2. That's right, isn't it, Vanessa? I think.
Yeah, that's right. When you open an issue, if you want to scroll down, then if there's any updates, you'll see them. Scroll down to the bottom. There we go. All right, so yeah, basically we've got a list of what's going to go in. I haven't done it. I haven't finished it yet. So I don't think there's any update to give except to say that I'm working on it. I mean, it is still kind of dependent on the supervisory council because we wanted to include stuff on the blueprint, but that's for Q2, I think. So yeah.
Okay. So a lot of this work here could be carried over into Q2 issue.
No. This is going to be budgeted under Q1, and it's just that I'll be about a week. I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, I see. Okay. So moving on to the Q2 issue for governance Git book. Let's scroll down. So is this just on hold until we start?
This is just on hold, and it's going to be hopefully we've got our fingers crossed that there's going to be stuff about the Supervisory Council's decentralization blueprint to upload. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
All good.
Okay, moving on to the development issues. One sec. Oh, okay. Right, Colab development. This is live now because but it's pending what Colab is. This refers to Google Colab, which I initiated quite a while back last year, which is basically a Python notebook which interacts with LangChain. And I'm going to basically revisit this. I'm already doing some research into this, and to also liaise, hopefully, with Andre and Ubio to learn lessons there as well. And the idea will be to start experimenting with interfacing with data. I'm from different sources. It may be like it could be like a web page source or a PDF or a text file, or even perhaps the API for the database that Andre's built, and then to feed that in to a graph database, which will be like a native. I can't remember the name of it now, but there's a native database that Google tends to use, and then apply different indexing techniques to that, and then finally also to experiment with prompts. So that's just an explanation of what that will be, but it's still to be done. So maybe I should put an update there. Actually, I probably should. Yes, I said to look at Ubio's Colab notebook. I've looked at Ubio's Colab notebook, and I really need to. It's my fault because I didn't. I'm going to meet with Andre and Ubio next Monday, I think, to discuss lessons learned.
That's right. Maybe we should note that actually.
Yeah. Could you put the note in there as well? Or...
I've got about 6 other things open at the moment.
All right. Okay.
No, it's all right. I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. So that provides some. Excuse me, some context there. Now moving on to Andre's development issues, we have the divided into. I'll start them in order, Andres. We have document management and tooling to begin with.
Yes, this one. I'm pretty much the same way I was at the last time. Need to look at the comments. So the second last comment, I'm still busy with that. I'm gonna start doing that early next week. So just looking at the different ways to get context of the comments in the documents, and then thinking of triggers to
Right. Okay.
trigger when a document is changed.
So it's using MPO JavaScript framework to interface with the Google Documents API. Yeah, just for.
Yes. Yeah.
Just to explain what people who don't know what we're looking at, and so it's again because we're doing a lot. So this is kind of in progress, but it's it's not an absolute priority. So is it like taking some time then, Andre? I suppose, isn't it? Yeah. But our hope is to be able to use. The reason why we want to do that is so that we can use the comments under any Google document as a source of data, which we then could collate. Essentially, just do the explanation there. Is that right, Andre?
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for that update, and I'll move on to Ubio's tool development.
Yes.
Uh,
So
yeah, go on.
we are gonna meet with him on Monday. Everything he's done so far is in the same repo. So I didn't have to make any changes to this issue. But yeah, we'll look at his Colab next Monday, and then we will decide if he will build an interface that will make it easy for people to interact with the data and
Right.
get sentiment and
So,
Basically, the tenor of that meeting is going to be whether in Q2 his priority is going to be building this kind of dashboard style interface, or whether it's going to be further work on sentiment analysis. Are we
yes.
right?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's it. Yeah.
Q2, okay.
I mean, we're thinking he's going to do both at some point, but it's just how much time he's got and what we decide is a priority.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're kind of like pending that. I don't know what the date is for next date, Monday. So if anyone knows, can tell me, I'll put it in there.
22nd.
22nd. There you go. Okay, so that's the note that we're meeting him on the 22nd. Yeah, so we're kind of like EBO's done some initial work, and then we're going to need to sort of like see how we can build on that in Q2. So I'll just put that as a comment. Then we have your tool development issue for this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
There's a new issue where it can't export PDFs. So I did look into that this weekend. I make use of an API and they made changes to it. But I did see other people also having problems, so I'm waiting for that guy to update it. If he doesn't update or fix that, then I might have to build something myself, which could take some time, or just look at alternatives. I know there's a lot of pay alternatives. There's not many free, but I'm sure this guy will get it fixed.
Is that
I mean, if you do get
taking?
it fixed, then all well and good. But I was just thinking, we were chatting about this, weren't we, on Yuka? And it's like, I wonder if how useful a PDF really is in term,
Yeah.
for work groups. And I'm wondering if maybe if it turns out to be a headache, maybe building that thing where work group members can edit a summary before it goes to be approved. Do you remember we were talking about that? Maybe that would be a better way around it, because I think the main thing people are using PDFs for is to go, look, this is the summary. Have you got any comments? And
Yeah.
before I approve it. So maybe, yeah, we could approach it in another direction.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I don't know what other people think about that actually. If you're anybody who's here, do you use the PDF export function for anything else?
Just clarifying, this is on the dashboard, is it?
Yeah.
So
Good point, Tiva. Yeah, would use JSON if it had one.
Okay. Yeah, because that's easy to if you want to download a file, like a JSON file, then look at that. That's easy to build. But the PDF is a bit of a headache.
okay, where is the PDF feature? Is it from?
It's when you submit a meeting summary or when you add a meeting summary, so
Yeah.
you
So-
won't see it in there. If
Okay,
you go to home and then go submit meetings, do we really need to do this?
it's more just to see. Yes, well,
All right.
demonstrative.
Select a
So,
work group. Select any old work group, it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
Then
And
at the
then
bottom,
scroll down.
there's an
There we are.
export
So
PDF.
export to PDF there.
At the
Okay.
very bottom. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to see it, but I can't. I think my screen is blocking. Oh, I see. Yeah, export to PDF. Okay.
Yeah.
And does that export just the all the
I can export to Markdown,
right. Okay.
so you can download a Markdown file or JSON file, but the PDF itself is a bit of a headache.
Okay. Okay. I mean, maybe we want to revisit that in our admin meeting because there's some alternative. Yeah, I suppose it's the question of what is the best option there, as Tivo says, Jason, or Markdown, as you say, Andre. So yeah,
I think we've got to just work out what people are using it for, and if it's awkward to have PDF export as a solution, or if it's not something that people particularly use, we just need to think about what else we need instead.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to give that some thoughts on the
There
topic.
there is also that issue of creating comment sections for each thing. I haven't had chance to look into designing that, but I am aware, like, because this is part of the PDF issues, people looking at the meeting summary together and deciding whether it's good to approve. So they need to comment, or
Right.
there need to be some way to collaborate on the thing. So I'm still thinking about that.
Right.
And I'll keep that in mind when trying to solve this.
Yeah, that is interesting. So maybe we can at some point have a discussion about that actually. So where we maybe can brainstorm about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so also on every tool development issue, Andre puts in the commits for that, which can be then checked to see for work in progress for anyone who wants to see why we have that format there. So that was a discussion of issues with exporting PDFs in that issue. And now we're on to community engagement issues. The first one is with Vanessa, which is archive outreach to the wider SingularityNET ecosystem. And the last comment on this was, again, supervisory council reference.
We've had information that they are definitely discussing it on Friday. So hopefully we'll get some feedback from them then. So Friday is the 19th. So yeah. I mean, yeah. They've had a lot of things in their way, one way or another. So yeah.
Okay, well, awesome.
So for those who haven't been to meetings before, this is about some work we proposed with the Supervisory Council to kind of document some of their process and put some sort of practices in place for things like document management and so on. And this whole issue is about trying to outreach some of the ideas we have in the archives work group and some of the practices we have to the wider SNET community. So the Supervisory Council was like our first stop, and we've been talking to them about it since, God, probably January. It's just been, they are really busy and we're really busy, and it's been quite slow. But this, I think, is what happens when you are trying to outreach to other parts of the ecosystem. They've got their timetable, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So
okay, thanks for that update, Vanessa. Yeah, again, well, what we can do is be patient and persevere, keep going on, and see how we'll progress eventually. Okay, there's an issue allocated to Duke here for the GitHub board video work through. Is this on hold or?
can you speak to this? Have you got you've got a lot on at the moment, haven't you? Do you still want to do this? I think you do, yeah.
If you can't speak, Duke, you can post in chat as well.
Yeah, you're still doing it. All right, that's
Okay.
cool. We can just leave it on
Okay.
hold then. If
Okay.
you've got an idea of when you might get to it, then just put an update in the actual issue itself, and then we'll know where we are.
I'll just paste that into chat, the link to the issue there as well. So there you go. But you know, not every issue will be just clarity for not every issue will have an update, you know, so if not, we just move on to the next issue. And on that subject, the archive Gitbook backlog, I don't have an update for this, so it's still work pending, which I need to Andre, you revised the templates, that's all ready to go, so I just need to put old town hall meetings in there.
Yeah, the tunnel
Yeah,
templates are ready.
so that's in my to-do list on my backlog. Just checking chat again. Okay, moving on from there, there's suggesting tasks for Q2. Again, Duke, is any updates on this?
I'm
Scroll
going to
down.
suggest that we take that when we get to the budget issue, because I've linked to it in there.
Right.
And all the suggestions that people have made, I've kind of said we should discuss as a budget issue. Is that all right to take it then?
That's fine. Again, if people want to look at that, they can also look at the text at the bottom of that issue in this issue here if they want as well. Okay, yeah, sure. Quarterly reports. Should this closed now? I thought it should be closed now. But
Well, I just wanted people to see what I've done, really. In the last meeting, we discussed the idea of, wouldn't it be interesting to try and link our quarterly reporting to our actual budget? So if you want to click on the top link there. No, that's it. So I'll show you what I've done. I've added this to, if you look to the second sheet, quarter one actual spend and reporting. And if you can maybe zoom out a little bit, because it's not showing on my screen very
yeah,
well.
I'm trying to. Hold on.
Okay.
How's that?
So you can see what I've done. We've got the original budget that we submitted on the left. And then on the right, we've got our actual spend. And you can see, you know, I've just put whether it was delivered as planned or not. I've put a link to the relevant GitHub issue and where we've had to juggle things. As we discussed in the last meeting, not a lot, but a couple of our original budget items, we cut it down and split it across quarter one and quarter two to allow us a bit more money in quarter one for entry-level tasks for new people. Because as new people came in, we just realized we didn't have enough of that. So yeah, I've just kind of documented how that's worked. If you go back, Stephen, to the issue.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm just
Sorry.
I'm back at the issue.
Yeah. So that is one way of doing a quarterly report. And like in Treasury meetings, I've been suggesting this as a thing for a while. So I just wanted to practically try it and see if it was any good. But the second link there, if you just go to the second link in the comments, Stephen.
Yeah, I'll just paste in the issue to what I'm looking at there, so people want to look at it as
All right.
well.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the second link.
This is the old one, which we saw last time. It's just a more narrative quarterly report, which we agreed last time. And if you just scroll down a little bit.
Hold on a sec. Hold on, I got things in the way on my screen here.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm scrolling down. Where do we want me to go? To the end?
Keep going. Where we've got a budget section up a little bit. There we are. Yeah, so I've included that link and mentioned that we've updated our original budget with a second sheet so people can see both. And what I'm thinking is maybe other work groups will have a look at the kind of spreadsheet based version. They might want to adapt it. Neither of them are great. neither of them are perfect and do everything, but we don't want people, I don't think, to have to do both because that's too much work. So it's basically what I've done is I've done a bit extra to give another idea of how to do it.
Okay.
But they've been submitted, Peter's got them, and Sucre is going to add this version to the Ambassador's Git book. So all done.
Okay.
So in short, yes, that can be closed.
Maybe because I'm trying to say, but we're not to discuss the budget yet because that's another issue, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll close. Is this to done?
When I say close, I actually mean move to done. I don't mean close. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll keep it open. Well, I don't think it's gonna make much difference anyway. So it's done. Yeah. Great work for that. Moving on to just the Q1 correction or maintenance of monthly archive records. And the last update on this was 2 weeks ago. Is there no more updates on this, or do we want to speak to this at all?
No, I'm still really behind,
Okay.
but I'm getting there.
Yeah. Again, as I say, not all issues are updated. So archive workgroup budget, is this this is just a holding issue, isn't it, for the budget?
Yeah, and I think we probably shouldn't close it until everything in it has been closed.
Okay, I might clarify or what it means is, I mean, maybe you need to find a better way of doing this, but basically it's an issue that just describes the work of the budget. So when the work on that is completed, then we would close that issue, but until then we'd keep it open. Where are we now? Okay, archive, tank taxonomy proof of concept.
Basically, I'm just in this meeting to go, I'm really behind, I haven't done it about
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
I'm really sorry.
there is a lot
But,
going on.
Yeah, I meant to DM people before today and I haven't got to it yet, but we've got a training session ready to go, and yeah, we just want to crack on with it.
Okay, there's also part 2, but that's a cost issue, presumably, for Q2, yeah. For the other issue.
Q1, actually.
This is
This bit of it it's part 1, it gets costed in Q1. So
no, I'm referring to part 2. So yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
So part 2 is
I
just
mean,
is the same, but for the next quarter or this quarter.
it's a bit arbitrary which is in Q1 and which is in Q2. We just split it without
Okay.
thinking of whole amounts of tasks. So yeah.
Okay. And that's why there isn't a milestone for that as yet. Okay. The
Oh no, sorry, there should be. It should be June. Sorry, that's my fault for not
Okay.
not putting one.
Okay, I'll just put June in then. June 24th. Okay, there you go. Then we have our issues for the work on the actual individual months of the archive Git book. Shall I go through each one of these, Vanessa?
Yeah, please, if you can scroll to the bottom of each one, because I've updated everything and tidied it all up. So Essay's done cracking work with like tracking which ones are missing. And I think January is ready to move to done, except there's a query about Strategy Guild. Andre, I thought we had a template for Strategy Guild, and now I've come to look at it. There isn't one in the tool.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
Maybe they. Yeah, I'll have a look. Did we?
I'm sure we had one at one point, but maybe I'm
Yeah.
imagining it. I don't know.
Didn't the strategy workgroup turn into research quill?
Sorry, what?
Strategy turning into research quill. If there is a research quill template, maybe that's just repurposed strategy.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a research and development guild template, obviously, but I think strategy guild, I don't know if they're definitely never going to meet again. I mean,
Is anyone?
I don't know. I don't know
Is
if we
anyone
need one.
involved in Strategy Guild strategy work group here, or no? So I'll take that as a no. So, but Tibo, you think it might have been merged with another one?
I mean,
There's a long discussion that is going to merge into research, but education found its own facilitator.
Yeah, but but that's now, and this is going back to January, and I
Oh,
think
okay.
first
Ah,
meeting.
okay,
All right,
never
okay,
mind.
okay.
And we did, I was just confused because I was almost sure we did used to have a template and then I couldn't find it. So
Mm.
maybe at some point we've gone, oh, right, we need to remove that template. So that's probably what's happened and I've forgotten.
Maybe
But I
remember
think
you spoke to all the work groups. Maybe they didn't participate in that
no,
template
they didn't,
creation.
but we kind
Oh.
of created them a template anyway, as I remember, because Tommy was just really busy at the time and wasn't that interested in it anyway, so he didn't meet with us. But
Oh,
oof, I don't know. I am going to suggest that we record that meeting as no summary given and assume that strategy is folding into R&D Guild. But does anyone know who's the person to ask about Strategy Guild? Or maybe I just go into their Discord and ask them there.
Yeah.
I think that's the channel is best.
Okay.
All right. Could you, rather than closing this issue or moving it to done now, can you just put me an action item, Stephen, to find out about Strategy Guild? Just put that and I'll know what it means.
The other outstanding one lacuna is the archive work group, but I'm actually started
They're
work
bloody
on that.
awful, them,
I
aren't
know.
they?
But I kind of was distracted by some other work, as maybe people may realize we're doing a lot of different stuff. But I have started addressing the backlog for the archive work group
I mean, what I'm
today. So,
thinking, since this goes back to January, do you want to put in a meeting summary for that one, or should we just record it as no summary given? Because it was right at the start of the quarter. It was
yeah,
our first meeting back in January, and as I recall, it was quite short.
I'd appreciate it keeping it open because of other
Right.
work I've got in the pipeline. I don't want to talk about it too much at the moment, but I'm Andre and
Okay.
Vanessa. You're aware of what I'm talking about, looking at how we record
Yeah.
our work, if you like. That's all I can say for the moment because we're doing
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Well, I'm just thinking it'd be nice to be able to close this issue. So I wonder if I don't know. I don't want to make a whole separate issue just for
Yeah,
that meeting summary. All right, let's just leave it open. It's not a big deal.
yeah,
All right.
okay.
Okay.
February, let's scroll down again. Again, there's a lot of this has
February was
been,
brilliant, actually.
yeah.
They're all ticked off. Everything's super duper, so that can be closed as far as I know. Just go to the bottom and just see if there's anything that I noted. Oh yeah, this is just something I wanted to raise. Do you remember Kenichi's not here, is he? No. Do you remember a while ago he came to one of these meetings and gave us a backlog of writers' work group summaries, and I added them all. And the agreement was that going forward, they would do them. And I'm still recording for nearly every writers' work group meeting. I'm still recording no summary given. So I'm just not sure. You know, if a group doesn't want to do it, or if it doesn't fit with their work, then they shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, Tiva just posted a link to their documentation. Are they just blithely going on with their own documentation in parallel? Because didn't just Kenichi provide a spreadsheet to us or something?
He did, but there's nothing in it apart from that one. I've added that one.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we still need some.
There's a few outstanding, in other words. I mean, it
Okay.
feels a little bit erratic, so it's like if they're struggling a bit.
They have, I think, also rotational. I see every
Yeah.
week they have a different person hosting who is doing their work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but they are doing it, but not every week. So I guess it depends who
Okay.
is the facilitator, but they only post it on Writers Workgroup channel.
Right.
Well,
Right.
okay, that's maybe a fuckers. Maybe they post it somewhere else too, but this is where I'm finding this.
Yeah. And this
If we could get them to put it in that spreadsheet
yeah.
that they shared with us, then I mean, I'd definitely prefer them to add it to the tool rather than we have to do it, but at least we've got it all in one place then.
Hmm.
Okay, can you put me an action item to Or actually, Essie, this might be for you, to talk to Kenichi and just go, can you, rather than just posting them in the Discord, can you also at least put them in your spreadsheet so we know where to find them?
Is that okay,
And
Essie?
ideally add them via the tool, but you know.
Maybe we should give SS some special privileges so that each does. Do you have any roles? Because you cannot see into writer's work channel, and maybe this
bollocks,
work
of
group
course you
should
can't.
get into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'm just confirming. Has Essie agreed to that?
I mean, maybe via DM then, Essie, if you can.
Oh, it's auto-corrected your name. That's annoying, isn't it? No, okay. There you go.
This work group doesn't even have members.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
in Discord.
So are we keeping this open for the time being?
I guess yeah.
Okay, I suppose if we're keeping January, but
Yeah, exactly.
March is presumably as we go forward, we can have less updates, presumably. Yeah, there's some outstanding.
Oh, there's just a couple outstanding from R&D Guild and that bloody archives work
Yeah,
group
I
again.
know. Yeah,
Education work group are not meeting, am I right? They're just convening informally, I think.
Oh, no, Education Guild actually meet, so I'll reach out to Slate and ask him what happened.
Okay, nice one.
Meet. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool, Essie. Okay.
Can you just scroll to the bottom, Stephen? I did update it and I can't remember if there was anything else. Oh yeah, that's all. Okay.
Okay. Right. Where are we now? Okay, there's a BGI. Well, yeah, BGI bounties. I can't remember. This was allocated to Essie, Duke, and Michael or Kizzy.
It's actually Duke has dropped out now, so we just need to update. I don't know if Onyeka has updated
I
it.
see him in here. Chat.
But I can
No,
remove him.
he's dropped out of the task, Chivo.
Ah,
I can remove him from the assignee if that's or
Yeah.
okay. And so it's just Essie and Kizzy. And is this just on hold for the moment or no?
Onyeka, you might have stuff to say on this.
Thank you, Jen.
Hi, Nika.
All right. Yeah, good day, guys. So, on this part, I actually reached out to Twitter and he was happy that we are actually doing that. So, initially, there were more videos added to the YouTube account. So, me and Vanny had a chat about it together. So, we came up with 9 videos to actually transform and everything. So, for now, we divided since Duke opt out on the house. So I and SA actually divided it into I taking 5 videos and she taking 4. So currently we are in progress because just one video. And we noticed that although one of the videos have been timestamped already from the foundation itself, but we are almost done with everything. Just one video from SA side left. So once the doc is ready, I will send it to them. I will put it to the issue.
I don't know, the audio's a bit weak on my side, so I didn't catch all of that. Can you just type something into
All right.
Oh, that,
Actually,
yeah.
Onyeka, put it directly in the issue. It might be easier than typing it in the chat and copying it.
Yeah, there's the
But
issue.
basically, there's one of those 9 videos that's already got timestamps, so they've decided not to do it. And Onyeka and SA are nearly there, I guess. Onyeka, you've done your 4. SA, how's it going for you?
I'm just left with one, so I'll share it. I'll share with Onyeka because he's the one putting me through. And then he asked me to make some corrections to the ones I shared with him yesterday. So I'll just round up everything and we will share. once
Cool.
you
And what's been decided is that you're going to, rather than trying to post it in the description, because there's access issues with that, you're going to post it in the comments. Is that right?
yes, yeah, I think that's not good.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully by next meeting we'll be able to close that and pay you both.
Good. Just some, okay. So a little bit of outstanding work to be done, but it's close to completion and possibly to be completed next meeting. But we'll see then how likely we are to close it down. Okay, moving on to well, there's actually an issue I bypassed for April, which is presumably doesn't have anything in it or much in it because we're in. Yeah, there's no real updates there because it's a current month. Yeah. Then Q4 correction and maintenance of monthly archive records. I'm trying to remember the. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
this is just ongoing. I'm working on it. I'm
yeah,
not finished yet.
cool. Just checking chat. If there's anything I need to attend to in chat, let me know. But the right, okay. So now we go to the before we go into the archive workgroup bounty, shall I look at the ambassador's Git book what issue so we've got that out of the way? So bounty for updates to the ambassador's Git book. That's Sukran. And the last update here was suggested dates for updates in April and May. So is that status just continuing? Yeah.
For that's today. Dun dun dun.
Oh.
Hey guys, yes, it's I've seen the details of the updates which Shubhani has shared with me. So yeah, so the updates I need to do currently are those
Okay, I didn't catch the end.
yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so the updates I need to do now are those for the quarterly reports and then the budget proposals. So I'm just waiting for work groups to submit theirs and then I'll update the Git book.
That's great. That's great. Oh, do you still have issues with accessing the Git book, or is it you still have you're fine with updating it now, are you?
Yeah, I have access to update, but I don't just have access to merge.
Right, okay. So we'll
Yeah,
have
I
to
think I
check
need
that
to be an
again.
admin to be able to merge, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you remember like when we looked last time, you were an admin?
Yeah.
So yeah, we just need to that was the action item for you, Stephen, to see if you can work out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think what may be happening is it requires administrative access to merge. Although I'm not quite sure that's true. I might need to check that. So yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's annoying. We need to look at that. So apologies for that. I'll try and get onto that issue. And Sukran, and so that's obviously must be frustrating. So apologies for that. Right, now moving on to the archive workgroup budget, which for Q2 preparation. And you just put an update in the comment there, Vanessa.
Yeah, so that link is to our proposed Q2 budget, which we've been talking about. So yeah, I think maybe we should just run through it because we've got links to the suggestions people have been making in that budget line. So, I mean, we can see that at the top we've got the sort of regular tasks. Sorry, can you
Yeah,
keep it still?
it's my mouse.
All right.
I just can't. Yeah,
Okay.
is that still now? Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
please. Yeah, so the first chunk is the regular tasks. So we've got things like, the project management. You can see there we outline what that is. Managing the issues board, documentation, all that stuff. The archive, what I've done is I've split it. So in quarter one, we had the monthly issues lumped in together with Essay's work on chasing them, but I've split it out now. Essays used to be 150 per quarter, but it's a lot of work, and I'm proposing we put it up to 200. And if there's anyone who thinks otherwise, speak now. But yeah, it's a lot of chasing, and
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, yeah, when you're just looking at all that, yeah, it is a lot of work. And also it's kind of like the heart of the archive in a way, or one of the central. So I think it should be rewarded appropriately. In my view, I'd be interested to hear what other people think as well.
Yeah, just looking at those issues and how many got ticked off, I mean, it shows she
Yeah.
got quite a lot of them done.
So
So that's good.
it's kind of awkward work as well, having to go to people and go, "Where's your summary?" It can feel a bit
Yeah.
so, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I couldn't do it. So I'm glad someone else is. All right, so that means that the actual approving of meeting summaries is like it comes to 100 a month, and then yeah. Andre's tool development in the last quarter, it was 300 because he was doing less because the focus was on Ubio's work. But now we're putting it back up to 400, same as it was in quarter 4 last year, because Andre's going to be doing a bit more work in this quarter.
Cool. Yeah.
And then Ubio's, what we've got is 400, which was carried over from last quarter, because he didn't have time to do it all in quarter 1, so we've moved some over. But like we said, we're meeting with him next Monday, and we need to clarify exactly what that 400 is. Is it going to be focused on a kind of dashboard interface, or is it going to be more on sentiment analysis, or a bit of both? Because what I'm picturing is that there'll be another bit of work for him in quarter 3. So yeah, we just have to work out
priorities between ourselves. Yeah.
And then I've added in quarter 1, we had the next 2 items we had to add at the last minute because we'd completely forgotten that we needed to include them. So I've put them as like core regular tasks, making payments and working out the payments.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Is that sufficient payment for everyone?
I mean, that's what you've said in the past, but if you want to put it up at all, Andre, now is the time.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I suppose it's a bit late, but I did mention it to Miro, and he also seemed okay with it, so it's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
I just saw it was rather low, so that's why I mentioned it, Andre. But okay. But yeah. Okay. But got this mouse. Moving down then to one-off tasks.
So now we come on to one-off tasks. One-off isn't probably the best term for it, but it's stuff that's specific to this quarter. All right, so governance Git book updates. As you know, we split that in half. Half of it was in the last quarter, the other half's in this quarter. So that's there. Meeting summary tool support. We had that last time, but I think most people now are pretty confident with using it. And if there is a one-off, they can find support via various routes, I think. So I think we don't need it in anymore. Is there anybody who thinks otherwise?
Take that as no.
Okay, well, in that case, Stephen, you could actually delete that that budget line. Right click.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh no,
to.
you're on a Mac, aren't you? Fucking hell, I don't know.
Yeah, if you could do that.
I'll do it later. All right, no worries.
You're only in comment version, and I actually even like these 0 rows. Imagine you see a budget line with 0.
Well, we'll do it later.
Yeah.
All right. Correction and maintenance of monthly archive records. Again, that's another one that was split across Q1 and Q2. So this is just the second half. Archives backlog, that's already that was agreed. That was split from Q4 last year, actually. So that's the second half of that work. Now, LangChain research. This is kind of the collab stuff as well. Maybe we should say LangChain stroke collabs.
Yeah, collab is using LangChain, so it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe it would be clearer
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that matches the title of the issue involved.
What collab?
Yeah,
So I'll change it to
collab
collab.
development.
Yeah.
That's what the issue is called, collab development. So maybe we should call it that. If you want, I'll do that in a minute.
No, it's not letting me change it for some reason.
All right, fine, no worries. Oh, maybe I've made it view only. That's probably why. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, tag taxonomy development. This is another one that is split over Q1 and Q2 because we wanted to allow more sort of bounty tasks in Q1. So yeah, that's the second half. Open source development. This is like initial work on the stuff you've been talking about, how we open source tagging, logging and tracking decisions. So
yeah, we currently are as people recall at the beginning of this meeting where Vanessa went through the action items and the decision items. We're looking at ways to refine that approach. That's all I can say at the moment. We're looking at ways where, and also partly to open source that potentially. But if it's basically any work that we do to enhance the use of GitHub and our project board and the tools and the use of our data. That's really what that is covering there.
then we've got writing the quarterly report, same price as it always is. Hopefully, somebody else might want to take that on in Q2, but we won't be getting to that or thinking about it until like May. But anyway, okay.
Yeah. I was there some discussion about from Peter at Town Hall about quarterly reports. I can't remember now, but anyway, let's carry on, I suppose.
Not that I remember, but
yeah.
Okay. Now the general archives publicity. We need to sort of talk. I mean, Onyeka, you were doing this, and we had it as 200 in the last one because there was kind of some setup and some organizing and some thinking. But now it's it's just a tweet every week, and because we've been talking about what the hell would we tweet about, and I think it's gonna be about some of the developments that we're doing around tag taxonomies and around Ubio's work, and that's not ready yet. So it's probably gonna be the start of May that we can start tweeting about it, or that Onyeka can start tweeting about it. So I'm putting it as 120 because it's going to work out as about 8 tweets. So 15, because it does take quite a lot of thinking to like, what are we going to say? What's the message? All this. So 15 a tweet seems fair.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Onyeka, we're going to have a chat about that after this meeting because it is a bit of a drop from what it used to be. And I think there's other things that maybe Onyeka could be doing. So it might go back up to 200, but that won't kill us. So yeah, I think there's other publicity. Like, for example, if you look at oh no, I haven't actually put it in. In Q1, we had Slate doing meeting publicity, and we kind of said that isn't really working, but what is working is DMing people and reminding them about the meeting. So maybe you might want to take, we'll talk about it after anyway, but you might want to take that on. And yeah, it might go up. If it doesn't go up to more than 200, are people okay with that?
People can post comments in chat as well if you can't speak or you've got a poor connection.
Then we've got the bounty. It's not really a bounty anymore. We can sort of stop calling it that. But this is Sucra's minor updates And same as it was last time, it's 150, it's 2 updates. And there's a bit of chasing involved in trying to get people to upload their quarterly reports. It's easy to get hold of their budget requests because that's in TiVo's budget calculator spreadsheet,
Right.
but their actual quarterly reports can be a bugger. So I don't know if we think the price of that should go up in the same way as Essays has.
Again, if anyone has comments on that, or Anika says we could discuss after the meeting, and
yeah,
I didn't get any. Okay, you need more time to process this.
I mean, Sukra, are you feeling that 150 is fair for the work you're doing on it? Because it feels like maybe it should be 200 because there is some chasing.
I think 200 is fair. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We'll put it up to 200 then if there's no
Yeah.
disagreements on that. And
I'm
I'll do
wondering
it.
what's so time consuming in chasing. It's just the fact that you have to be consistently reminding people and it's annoying.
Bit of that, yeah, but also it does take time because you chase people and they go, yeah, I'll get to it, and then you have to go and check whether they have and they haven't, and you have to chase them again, and it's like an endless cycle. So yeah,
it's similar to the meeting summary work, isn't it, in a sense, because it's like you're having a lot of back and forth, you're chasing people. There's also a bit of stress associated with that, I think, because you're kind of chasing people.
So you're not just chasing, but you're also discussing if they have any questions, like what to put here, what to do that, and
potentially,
because if it's that, okay,
yeah,
if it's also support, then yes. But in just chasing to me is like games of minutes.
Well, it really depends on how amenable the community is to you chasing them. So there's a kind of diplomacy involved there, TiVo, as well. I think so I think that's fair. Well, that's my view anyway. But where are we on?
I just wanted to say, apart from chasing, each time I have to update the Git book, I have to look through everything to see if there have been changes made recently in something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not necessarily just about adding links to budgets, proposals, and reports. There are other things that could change in the Git book, which I have to look at every single time.
Right. That's much more substantial work in a sense, because it's like you're looking at the editorial. So it's like an editorial role a little bit as well, isn't it? So so that may answer your question, TiVo, there a little bit as well. It's not just chasing; it's also the chasing is it can be diminished by the fact that it's actually support there. Then, as Sukra saying, the updating of the Git book.
Yeah, I see that. And now I also understand why it may also be like 200 instead of 100.
Yeah, I can't update it here.
I know. I'll go in and change it in a second.
Yeah, okay.
Right, mentoring bounty holders. That was me in Q1 when we had a lot of new bounties, but I think everybody who was doing one is continuing, so it doesn't need any mentorship anymore, I don't think. So it's gone to 0. The wider. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, are you sure? Okay, just to double check on that. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody is running with it pretty well. Yeah, wider ecosystem outreach, that's just the second half of what was started in Q1. Most of what we did in Q1 on that has been about the supervisory council. So I think maybe I just need to define exactly where that outreach is going to be directed. But yeah, it's kind of, yeah. Open source docs management. This is the work that we've been talking about when we went through the board with Andre, looking at how we open source a document. Basically, when Google Docs are submitted as part of meeting summaries, how do we process those?
That's also, yes, that's the API, the Google Docs API interaction.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's kind of about how much work Andre can do in a quarter on it. So it's probably going to carry over into Q3. But yeah.
Again, it's not trivial necessarily, but yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
But yeah.
I think it's probably less than it would be if Andre wasn't doing other things as well and had time to do just that all quarter. But anyway, scoping data analysis work. Now, this is, we're looking at how we can analyze the data that we have in the corpus.
Yeah.
And really, this is just kind of working with Ubio, I think it's going to end up being, to look at that and scope it. And it's going to be, yeah, it's a start. It's going to dovetail with your LangChain and Collabs work, Stephen, and the tag taxonomy work that several of us are going to are doing. So, yeah, I think
I mean, it's
I'm
good
not
that,
sure exactly how that's going to be divided, but I think we just need to have a bit in the budget for it.
yeah. I suppose there's also an incentive aspect to this as well. So we certainly need to put our heads together on this. So yeah, as I say, we have a limited budget, so what can we do really? So I suppose when we meet together, we'll have to decide where that money goes. But that's what I'm thinking is it should go more to incentivize involvement, really.
See, in the long term, I see this kind of data analytics work as being something that everybody can jump in on, and it won't be, obviously it won't be a bounty. It'll have to be people who've been involved and who know what's going on, like everybody here. But we want to look at how people can set up their own instance of Collabs and start querying the archive themselves, or learning how to query the archive themselves.
You see that matters.
Realistically, that's not going to happen until Q3, until things are set up to enable them to do that. Because we're still cleaning data and we're still tagging data. So do you know what I mean? So that's why that's not higher. And I think in Q3 it will need to be maybe our key focus for community engagement. That will have to be a nice chunky budget to give people incentives to come in and work with it and learn about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is my intention to look at the educational side of this as well. But as you say, we probably won't be best placed to do that until Q3,
Yeah, so just some scoping. Now, bounties for people to do tasks that involve using the archives. If you click on the notes section, Stephen, I think I've linked to. Oh, yeah, so we said roughly this will allow 10 bounty tasks, and we could add a little more if there are good ideas. So I've linked to the comments in the relevant issue. So if you want to go there. We've had a few comments in this, and if you scroll to the bottom, I've collated them all. Now, so we said, building on Ubio's Collab work, sentiment analysis, blah, blah, blah. And I just think not this quarter. This is what we said in the last meeting, and I just think we're not ready. We also talked briefly about the idea of how we archive photography, and I just think I suggested it, but on reflection, I think it's probably not a thing, at least for this quarter. So I'm suggesting that those two go by the wayside. We had a suggestion from Essie of a game, spot out a particular word in a summary to get people looking at the archives, or maybe ask people to identify what's wrong with a particular piece of, a particular summary or whatever. And I think item 10 might be an approach to the same thing. So when we get to that essay, I wonder do you think there's anything in yours that would be separate? I think we could do it as a separate idea. And I just tried to cost it. I thought maybe $10 bounties, and we could award however many of them across the quarter. And if we start in May, we have 5 archives meeting left, and we could award 4 bounties at each meeting. I don't know. I think what you're thinking is looking at getting people to look at the archives and go, oh, what could be better about this summary? They pick a summary and they go, oh, you could improve it by this, this, this. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah, the idea was to just get people to, at least let them even see what's going on, because I think most people have not even interacted with the archive, so they might not even know if something solid is going on, or maybe what we are even doing is even worth it. But if we can do like this bounty and then we backdate it to maybe nothing recent, so maybe we backdate it and they can be able to, I don't know if we have like backdated archives, we can be able to backdate it to like maybe like year 2020 or 2021 or 2022 thereabout, and they can actually, you know, engage with this document and all that, so they can be able to foresee that, okay, so if we archive our stuff, people in the future can actually also do something like this, and you know, get a part of us, pick our brains, and you know, all those kind of things. So that was the idea.
Yeah. I think it's a cool idea. Let's go through the others and then we can come back and see what people think about which ones to go with. I think this was another essay suggestion, is an explainer video on how to use the summary tool. And we budgeted 100 for the explainer video about GitHub, so I've kind of suggested the same budget. So yeah, that could be quite a cool thing to do. It's there as a suggestion. Let's go through the rest and come back and decide. I suggested bounties to any work group who can demonstrate that they have used the archives in the process of preparing their Q2 quarterly report. So for instance, they would include a link to a relevant summary that references what they're talking about in a quarterly report. I don't know. I don't love the idea, but maybe it's better next quarter, because at the moment the archives is not as searchable as we'd all like it to be. So maybe this is something that we consider as something for Q3. The next one, another meeting summary tips and tricks town hall session. I would say maybe not needed if we decide to get to the fabled item 10. So we'll wait until we get there. We also had suggestion for a town hall session on Ubio's work and a town hall session on our tag taxonomy work at some point in the quarter. They could both be good things to do. The only question is, do many people go to town hall? Is it the best forum? I don't know. Then number 9, bounties for a work group that submits promptly, more like a star award or a recognition award. And I sort of get where this is coming from. This is S's idea because it would just maybe stop you having to chase people so much for their summaries. But yeah. Again, maybe it folds into number 10. So number 10 is bounties for good meeting summaries. If you just want to click that link up to the comment, the relevant comment, which is literally just the comment above. This was from a discussion that Onyeka and I had the other day. And it's just suggesting that as part of our approach to giving tips and tricks for good meeting summaries, we could give a bounty each week or each fortnight, actually. We could decide it in each archives meeting to reward the best. I mean, best is a silly word, but you know, to reward a good meeting summary of the fortnight. It would mean a couple of us, and I suggest maybe Onyeka and Essay would be shoo-ins for this, but maybe somebody else could hop in as well. To draft a list of the things that are commonly problems in meeting summaries. For example, things like not including links to relevant documents or not saying what was actually decided in a decision item. So if we had a list of these things that are sometimes issues, then we select a meeting summary each time that hasn't had that problem, and we can go, hooray, they get a reward because they didn't do this wrong, you know. And it just means we don't have to pick on people to say you did this wrong. It's more like you did this right. We could share our selection in the town hall, and we could also have an issue on this board where we list which meeting summary we've picked each time and why, and it would maybe encourage people to come and look at this board a bit more often. If we started doing it in the meeting on the 1st of May, there'll be 5 remaining meetings in the quarter. And I think we should reward the rewarded document of $50. It's got to be worth doing, otherwise people won't bother. So that would just be a total of 250. And we'd give the judges, maybe 3 of them, a little bit as well. So that makes a grand total of $700, and I think that's well worth it. But I wonder, does it obviate some of the other ideas? Do they fold into it? So, Steve, sorry, I've talked for quite a long time there. I apologise. Stephen, if you go back to the issue below, the comment below there, where we've got the list of all the ones, I'd really like to hear from people which ones you think we should do and which ones you think we shouldn't.
Okay, any preferences, anyone, for any particular bounty? I mean, do we have to? We don't have to decide it all now, do we?
I think we do, because I'd like to get our budget in. I mean, I'd like us to decide, are we going to do number 10? Because that's 700 in the budget line. That's a budget line separately for that. And then we've got, at the moment in the budget, 200 for other ideas. But if we decide we want to do more, you know, 2 or 3 of these, then we could make that 200 more.
Thibaut's volunteering to do some.
Thibaut.
Well, if you can set it up in a few seconds, Thibaut, maybe we could do it.
I mean,
Can you drop the link to this issue?
Yeah, hold on a sec. I can drop a link to the comment actually. There you go. Well, while Thibaut's doing that, that might be a good. What Thibaut hopefully might be able to do is to drop up a little list of this on a mirror board, which we could all vote on if it works. What do you think, Vanessa?
I'm just worried that some people might not be able to access a Miro very easily. If you're joining on your phone or something, then I think it might be easier to just do a show of hands.
Or type in the number in chat.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah. I mean, actually, could we take number 10 separately and just say, do we want to do that or not? Because that's a separate budget line. And if people think yes or no, it doesn't really matter, then we can decide on the other ones after.
Let's see what. Let's give the Miro a chance. Okay.
Can I see hands for anybody who knows they can't get into the Miro board? Put your hand up.
Oh gosh, people are going to see how I can vote.
You have to stop screen sharing.
Yeah.
No, actually,
Right, so Sucra
your cue
can't.
to explain how to vote.
Oh, do you want to share the screen then, Tiva? Hello. Do you need host access? Where are you? Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay.
So what we can see is when you join this Miro project, if it's your first time, then it will give you questions. Do you want to be logged in or that stuff? You can skip all that. There should be a skip button.
Can you zoom in a bit, Tiva?
Yeah, I'm zooming into these chats. Right now, I closed the voting. So I see right now we have 5 people here. And in the participants, we have 10. We're missing half of us. We need to know what's the causing. If you're using mobile, it should be fine because we just only have few sticky notes, so it should be fast. And it's your first time joining there. Yeah, it may pop up so many things. It never really open up the voting. So on the right top corner, you have this show app stop button, and here there is this voting running thing. If you click it, it will say I want to join. If I do I'm done, then it doesn't do anything. And then these sticky notes turn into these plus icons. Everything can have one vote. And basically you're gonna zoom in then and see which one, either from the GitHub, you remember you put like, okay, do you want this Subio stuff?
Sorry, Tiva, can we delete the first 2? Because I think we've already decided we literally can't do those. So building on Ubio's collab work, we're not ready. And archiving photography stuff, probably not a thing. Yeah. So if we could remove those 2, that would make it easier.
Yeah. Oh, don't select one. I wonder if I can delete them while we are voting. Let's see.
Oh, are people voting already? Okay, well let's see then. Maybe
nothing really changed. So
let me just go to Yeah, for those who can't access the mirror board, if you could type the number of the bounties you like, you can type more than one number of bounties you prefer. I'll try and access the board myself as well.
Right now, 7 people on board at one time. So we're missing 3 people.
Okay.
Give 1 minute.
Let me just
And everybody has 5 votes. So select up to 5 things you want to approve, basically. And this will give a heat map. And if you want all 7, then now it's time to do the hard decision of what to leave out.
Okay, I've completed voting. As if anyone cannot access the Miro board, please post the numbers of the bounty that you're interested in chat.
And the number can be found on sticky note or in this suggestion.
Yeah, the numbers corresponding to suggestion. If you can zoom into that a little bit, Thibaut, as well. So, the first 2 are not happening. So, number 3 is a game. Number 4 is an explainer video. Number 5 is bounties to any work group who can demonstrate they've used the archive. Number 6 is a meeting summary tips and tricks town hall session. Number 7 is a town hall session on Ubio's work. And number 8 is a town hall session on our taxonomy work. Number 9 is bounties for work group that submit promptly, so get a gold star. And number 10 is the good meeting summary suggestions.
We have 1 minute to vote. Anybody needs more time?
It's almost unbearable. Sukra's just posted her choices in chat, and obviously we can't add them because
We'll later just need to add them manually. For example, let me put them in a sequence so that it's easy to.
That's a good idea.
See that. Split it into 2 groups. And then we have more votes here. 1 is for the 4, for the 5, for the 8, for the 9, for the 10. Okay. And if somebody else puts in numbers, we just change it, like summary it up.
Fair enough. So
1 second left. Anybody wants 1 minute?
It's too late.
Okay, do you want to go through the results briefly, Thibaut?
I see that we have most of the people love tunes. You are in a way. And we have bounties for good meeting summaries. And then that's $700. That's the highest voted. Next one would be, and we all see Sukran's vote, so keep in mind what he's up to. And we explain the video on how to use the summary tool. So a bit of education, most of people find it valuable. And then session on Ubio's work and session on DAG taxonomy in Town Hall. Both of them are half of these workgroup members think this should be. Rest of them have votes, so all of the ideas got support, but the rest of them are like 30% of these current core participations.
There seems to be a preference for educational expositional work, like town hall sessions and explaining videos. Doesn't know.
So am I right? It's 10, 4, 7, and 8 are the winners. Is that right? I haven't missed one, have I?
Can you take a screenshot of the whole thing, Tiba? Yeah.
Did it,
And,
because as soon as I close it, I lose the numbers.
yeah, and if you, I'll post a link to the issue, and you should be able to post the screenshot into the issue.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So let me just sorry,
I can just comment the link.
You could be able to post it just in the comment for suggesting tasks. I'm just let me just post it. Let me post it in chat. Hold on a sec. Let me post it in chat. So in the last comment there, you should be able to just drag the image file. Yeah, there you go. You've done it. You've done it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So there you go, folks. You can drag images into comments, by the way.
All right. So if everybody's happy with that and feels that they were heard and that was the good method, then I will adjust the budget so that we have 10, 4, 7, and 8 budgeted for. Can you just open the draft budget again, Stephen? Sorry. Because I can't remember how we
is that
costed
the
these
right?
things.
I've got the right one open. There's like the final budget.
Yes, that's right. That's the one. So that 700 is going through, and where that 200 is, that's going to be more. No, sorry, it was the other one we need to look at. The purple one.
Yeah, I can't
There we go.
change this. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'll have to do it. Sorry. But yeah, so that 700 is going through, and then where we've got 200 above, it's going to be more because we've chosen a few more.
Right. For the town halls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll just adjust it accordingly. Was everyone happy with the budgets that were suggested in the comment in that issue? Sorry, can you go back to the GitHub issue, Stephen? And yeah. Sorry, further down. Yeah. So yeah, we said so it's 10 is all right. Number 4, I suggested 100 for that explainer video. Is that right? And then 7 and 8, they were 100 as well. I wonder if we want a few more people working or a couple more. With the town hall sessions, the last one that we did, it was me, Essie, and Onyeka, and we said $50 each. So do we want 3 people on these as well? And make it 150?
Yeah, it seems slightly low because of
Yeah. All right.
50 each. Yeah, seems more reasonable. You're
Okay.
probably gonna have to do some prep for that as well, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
how we did it last time is that I did the prep and wrote the slides, Essie presented it, and Onyeka did the Q&A. So
Okay.
it doesn't have to be done that way, but it's a way of doing it. Does anybody think we need more than 3 people?
I'll take that as a no then.
Yeah, but 3 people seems fine.
Cool. All right, so I'll revise that to 150 each, and then 100 for the explainer video. So that is 300, 400. So that 200 becomes 400. We're done. Are there any other comments on the budget for Q2?
Okay. So I go back to the project board. Where are we? Okay. So that's, I'll take it as no comments, and we are the issue is still going to remain open until, well, we've agreed and the whole Q2 budget signed off. So, but that's the end of that discussion on that issue.
Can I submit that budget once I've made the changes? Can I submit that today, or have we got anything else we need to discuss about it?
From our previous discussion, I think we kind of agreed using the mirror board and the typed in bounties. I think, unless anyone can contradict me, I think we've agreed that.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll
So
find the issue. Where is it?
it's What, this one, you mean?
Now I'm scrolling through and trying to find it. Oh, there it is. All right, nice one.
Okay. Do you want me to copy it into chat or?
No, it's fine. I've got
Okay.
it. I've got it.
Okay. So that's the end of the stand up for the project board. Okay. See you, Tiba. So I'll stop sharing. If there's any other business we need to discuss, and if not, I'll stop recording and we can go to an informal discussion. So I'll stop recording now.